Staying active and exercising is an excellent way to maintain fitness while boosting your immune system and overall well-being. While many women choose activities like yoga or cardio, some push their fitness passion to extraordinary heights. What drives these women to go beyond the norm? And just how far can the human body be pushed? Let's dive into the world of some of the strongest women out there who may have taken things to the extreme. Number 10. Bev Francis. Bev Francis was not your typical athlete. Born in Australia, she had a drive and strength that set her apart from an early age. As a teenager, she didn't just play sports, she dominated them. Her first love was shot put, and by the time she was 22, she had already broken the Australian record. But Bev wasn't satisfied with just one challenge. She wanted more. In the early 1980s, she set her sights on powerlifting, a sport that was still mostly dominated by men. But Bev wasn't one to be intimidated.
Feeling of being able to move these heavy objects and beat them, overcome gravity.
She became the first woman in history to bench press over 300 pounds, a feat that left even experienced lifters in awe. She didn't stop there. She broke world records in squats and deadlifts, proving that she was one of the strongest people on the planet, male or female. Her incredible strength and muscular physique caught the attention of the bodybuilding world. In 1983, she was invited to be part of the documentary Pumping Iron 2: The Women, which followed female bodybuilders competing at the Caesars World Cup in Las Vegas. When she stepped on stage, jaws dropped. She had more muscle than anyone had ever seen on a female competitor. Some admired her power, but others, especially judges, felt she was too muscular. This reaction shaped the rest of her bodybuilding career. Over the years, she adjusted her physique, trying to balance strength with the expectations of bodybuilding judges. Despite these challenges, she still became one of the sport's top competitors. In 1990, she placed second at the prestigious Miss Olympia competition, finishing just behind Linda Murray. The next year, she came back even stronger. During the first rounds of judging at the 1991 Miss Olympia, she was in the lead. It seemed like she was finally about to win the biggest title in bodybuilding. But then, something unexpected happened. In the final rounds, she was overtaken by Murray by a single point. The decision was controversial. Many believed that the judges didn't want to reward a woman with as much muscle mass as Bev. The results sparked debates about how much muscle was considered acceptable for female bodybuilders. Shortly after, new rules were introduced to discourage extreme muscularity in women's bodybuilding competitions. Frustrated by the politics of the sport, Bev retired from competition, but she didn't leave the fitness world behind. She continued to be a judge for the International Federation of Bodybuilding and opened her own gym in New York City. There, she inspired and trained the next generation of athletes, encouraging them to embrace their own strength no matter what others thought. Bev Francis, though she never officially held the Miss Olympia title, she remains one of the most influential figures in bodybuilding history. Her legacy is one of resilience, power, and an unbreakable spirit. Number 9. Lisa Giesbrecht. Lisa Giesbrecht is the kind of athlete who proves that success in bodybuilding isn't just about lifting heavy weights. It's about patience, strategy, and a deep understanding of how the body works. Born and raised in Canada, Lisa didn't start out as a bodybuilding superstar. In fact, she stepped into the competitive world a little later than most, entering her first show in 2004. But once she found her rhythm, there was no stopping her. By 2008, Lisa had already made her mark in figure competitions, making it to the national level. But something about bodybuilding itself, the focus on strength, muscle symmetry, and sheer power drew her in. In 2009, she fully committed to the sport, competing at the provincial and national levels. Just 2 years later, in 2011, she won her pro card, officially becoming a professional bodybuilder. Her big breakthrough came in 2012 at the Toronto Pro Super Show, one of the most competitive bodybuilding events in Canada. Lisa didn't just compete, she won. That victory secured her a spot at the prestigious Miss Olympia competition, the biggest stage for female bodybuilders. Competing against the best in the world was no small feat, and while she didn't take home the title, just stepping onto that stage was a career-defining moment. 2 years later, she qualified for Miss Olympia, again after impressive finishes at professional shows in Toronto, Chicago, and Tampa. But Lisa's impact goes beyond competition. With over a decade of experience and 20 contests under her belt, she turned her passion for fitness into a career helping others. She became a certified personal trainer, nutrition coach, and strength specialist. Her focus is helping people of all body types build strength and confidence through proper training and nutrition. Lisa understands that not everyone wants to be a bodybuilder. Some people just want to feel stronger, move better, or improve their health. That's where her expertise comes in. She creates personalized programs that fit different lifestyles, making fitness accessible to anyone willing to put in the effort. Her experience as a competitor, along with her background in coaching and nutrition, makes her a sought-after trainer for people looking to transform their bodies healthily and sustainably. Her philosophy is simple. Training isn't just about lifting weights. It's about learning your body, staying consistent, and finding the motivation to push forward, even when it gets tough. She teaches her clients the importance of proper technique, muscle engagement, and injury prevention, ensuring they build strength safely and effectively. From a competitor on the world stage to a mentor for others, Lisa Giesbrecht has shown that bodybuilding isn't just about muscles. It's about mindset, discipline, and the willingness to grow, both physically and mentally. Number 8. Iris Kyle. Iris Kyle is a name that stands tall in the world of bodybuilding. She is not just any competitor, she is the most successful bodybuilder in history, man or woman. With 10 Miss Olympia titles and countless other victories, Iris built a career that rewrote the standards of female bodybuilding. But her journey to the top wasn't something she stumbled into. It started with a simple realization. She wanted to be strong. Born on August 22, 1974, Iris Floyd Kyle, originally named Mildred Carter, grew up in a world far from the flashing lights of competition. Her life took a turn when she moved to Orange County, California. There, she found herself surrounded by people with fit, muscular physiques, and she decided she wanted to look just as strong and powerful. That decision led her to Bally Total Fitness, a local gym where she started as a member, then became an aerobics instructor, and later worked her way up to a sales manager. But her real transformation began when she started lifting weights. Iris quickly realized she had a passion for bodybuilding. She devoured every fitness magazine she could find, including FLEX, Muscle and Fitness, and Iron Man. These magazines introduced her to her hero, Lenda Murray, an 8-time Miss Olympia winner. Inspired, Iris cut out a picture of Lenda and taped it to her fridge, reminding herself daily of the kind of physique she wanted to achieve. She wasn't just dreaming, she was planning. One day, a competition promoter named Butch Dennis spotted Iris in the gym. He saw potential in her and encouraged her to enter a bodybuilding competition, the Long Beach Muscle Classic, just 8 weeks away. With barely any experience, Iris took the leap. Her inspiration came from both Lenda Murray and another bodybuilding legend, Bev Francis. And just like that, in her very first competition, she won. From that moment on, bodybuilding became her life. After her first victory in 1994, she continued competing and pushing her limits. She trained under professional bodybuilder Patrick Lynn and quickly moved up the ranks. By 1998, she had claimed victory at the NPC USA Championships, earning her professional status. But becoming a pro didn't mean instant success. At her professional debut in 1999, she placed 15th at Miss International. It was a humbling moment, but instead of letting it break her, she made a promise to herself that such a low placement would never happen again. Iris stayed true to that promise. she went on to win competition after competition, defeating even her idol Linda Murray in 2004 to claim the Miss Olympia title. Over the next decade, she dominated the sport, setting records that no one has broken to this day. Her unmatched combination of discipline, confidence, and determination set her apart in the world of bodybuilding. Even after retiring in 2014 with her 10th Miss Olympia win, Iris remained a legend. Number 7. Natalia Kuznetsova. Natalia Kuznetsova is a powerhouse of strength and determination. Born in 1991 in Russia, she started weight training at just 14 years old. What began as a way to gain confidence soon turned into a lifelong passion. Over the years, she has built an extraordinary physique, becoming one of the most well-known female bodybuilders in the world. Her dedication to powerlifting and bodybuilding has earned her multiple records and titles. She holds world records in arm lifting, bench press, and deadlifting. Some of her most impressive achievements include bench pressing 375 pounds and deadlifting over 530 pounds. These are feats that even many male bodybuilders struggle to achieve. Standing at 5 feet 7 inches and weighing around 220 pounds in competition shape, Natalia is known for her massive muscles and defined physique. Her biceps alone measure over 18 inches in circumference, making her one of the most muscular female athletes in the sport. From the moment she picked up her first weight, it was clear she was built for greatness. Her dedication to training was unmatched, and as the years went by, her strength skyrocketed. By 28, she had already carved her name into the record books, dominating powerlifting and arm lifting like no other athlete in Russia. Bench pressing, deadlifting, and lifting unimaginable weights became her specialty, and soon the world couldn't ignore her. Natalia has competed in and won various powerlifting and bodybuilding championships. She is a European and world champion in bench press and deadlift, and has been a dominant figure in professional arm lifting competitions. She has also participated in numerous international events, showcasing her strength on a global stage. Beyond competitions, she is also a coach and an inspiration to many aspiring athletes. She frequently shares her training routines and fitness tips, encouraging others to push their limits and stay disciplined. She has a strong presence on social media, where she engages with her fans and provides insight into her daily training and diet. Her journey has not been without challenges. Female bodybuilders often face criticism and stereotypes, but Natalia has remained confident and focused. She has openly talked about the dedication and discipline required to maintain her physique, from rigorous training sessions to a strict, high-protein diet. Number 6. Becca Swanson. Becca Swanson isn't just strong, she's record-breaking strong. If you ask her who the strongest woman in the world is, she'll confidently tell you it's me, and she's got the numbers to prove it. Born in Papillion, Nebraska on November 20th, 1973, Becca started out wanting to be a bodybuilder. But when people told her she was too big for the sport, she didn't let that stop her. Instead, she turned to powerlifting, a sport where being big and powerful is a massive advantage. That decision changed everything. Over the years, she shattered records that no other woman had ever come close to. She became the first woman in history to total over 2,000 pounds in a powerlifting meet. That means that when you add up her squat, bench press, and deadlift, the combined weight is more than a ton. To put that into perspective, that's about the weight of a small car. Her biggest achievements in powerlifting are mind-blowing. She holds the world record for the highest squat by a woman, an incredible 854.3 pounds. She also set the record for the heaviest bench press at 600.8 pounds and the heaviest deadlift at 694.4 pounds. That kind of strength puts her in a league of her own. Many male lifters don't even come close to these numbers. But Becca's strength isn't just about lifting weights. She also stepped into the world of professional wrestling, proving that her power wasn't just for the gym. She wrestled in Harley Race's World League Wrestling, where she won the WLW Ladies Championship in 2009. She later defended her title in intense matches, showing that she could dominate inside the ring just like she did on the powerlifting platform. Her career has been filled with championships and records. She has won multiple bodybuilding titles, including Miss Midwest, Miss Nebraska, and Miss Rocky Mountain. In powerlifting, she has consistently set new world records in different weight classes, making her one of the most dominant figures in strength sports. She has even competed in strongwoman competitions, proving that her strength goes beyond just lifting weights. She runs her own website, where she shares her achievements and upcoming events. Her presence on social media also gives fans a glimpse into the life of a true powerhouse. Whether she's in the gym, lifting weights that seem impossible, or in the ring competing against top wrestlers, Becca Swanson continues to push the limits of human strength. At 5 feet 10 inches tall and weighing around 240 pounds of pure muscle, Becca is living proof that strength comes in all forms. If anyone ever doubts who the strongest woman in the world is, all they have to do is look at Becca Swanson's achievements. The numbers don't lie. Number 5. Jessica Fithen. Jessica Fithen didn't take the usual path to becoming one of the strongest women on the planet. Before she was flipping massive tires and pulling trucks, she was in a Zumba class, trying to stay active like everyone else. But something felt off. The dance workouts were fun, but they weren't challenging her in the way she wanted. So, in 2015, she made a decision that changed everything. She joined a gym to learn Olympic lifting. It didn't take long for Jessica to realize she had a gift. She was naturally strong, but Olympic lifts, like the snatch and clean and jerk, required precision and technique. Her coach saw her raw power and suggested she try strongman competitions instead. That was the moment everything clicked. Strongman is not your average weightlifting competition. It's about real-world strength, the kind that lets you carry kegs, flip heavy tires, and even push trucks. Jessica entered her first amateur competition and won with ease. From that point on, she was hooked. Now 39 years old, Jessica has made a name for herself in the strength world. She holds records in deadlifting, regularly lifting nearly 500 pounds more than most people could even dream of. Her training is intense. She works out at least 4 times a week, balancing heavy lifting with cardio. Despite the stereotype, strongman athletes need endurance. Events like the keg carry and truck pull demand speed and stamina, not just brute force. Jessica's journey has taken her to some of the biggest competitions in the sport. She recently dominated an event in Palmer, Alaska, qualifying for the prestigious Arnold Sports Festival, an elite competition for the world's strongest athletes. Only 12 women make the cut each year, and Jessica is one of them. Her signature magenta pink hair and tattoo-covered arms make her instantly recognizable, but it's her attitude that really stands out. She trains with a team at Unbreakable Athletics Academy in Indiana, but drives an extra 90 minutes every weekend to work out with other strongman athletes. She believes having the right people around you is key to success. Jessica is also a firm believer in eating to perform. Competing in the heavyweight division means she doesn't need to cut weight like some athletes, but she still fuels her body with purpose. Her diet is packed with protein, rice, and a high amount of sodium, sometimes up to 8,000 milligrams a day. It might sound extreme, but when you're lifting and training for hours, especially in hot gyms or outdoor competitions, that extra salt helps keep her body functioning at its best. Beyond competing, Jessica wants to help others get into the sport. She encourages people to start with basic powerlifting, squats, deadlifts, and overhead presses before jumping into strongman. She often points newcomers to the Starting Strongman website, a great resource for learning the ropes. Number 4. Brigita Brezovac. Born in Slovenia, Brigita Brezovac discovered her passion for fitness as a teenager, but she didn't start with grand ambitions of dominating the bodybuilding world. In fact, her journey began in a small home gym, thanks to her boyfriend at the time. But one day, she saw photos of legendary bodybuilders Corey Everson and Anja Langer, and something clicked. She knew she wanted to be strong, fierce, and unstoppable. At just 14 years old, Brigita dove into training. She didn't limit herself to lifting weights. She trained in karate, working toward a black belt, and even competing nationally. This mix of discipline and strength set the foundation for her future success. By the time she was 21, she had already made a name for herself. With only a few months of intense preparation, she placed 4th in the 2001 World Championship. It was a massive achievement, but it was just the beginning. Her early career wasn't smooth sailing. A few years after her first major competition, Brigita suffered an injury that forced her to step away from bodybuilding temporarily. She switched to the fitness category, but her physique was naturally built for bodybuilding. Judges recognized this, and in 2004, she officially returned to the bodybuilding class and won the World Championship title. Brigita's career skyrocketed from there. In 2009, she competed at the IFBB World Women's Championship, placing 2nd in the heavyweight division and earning her IFBB Pro card. This was a game changer. The following year, she dominated the pro circuit, winning both the Tampa Pro and Europa Battle of Champions. She qualified for her first Miss Olympia, the most prestigious bodybuilding competition in the world, and placed 10th, a huge accomplishment for her debut year. Over the next few years, Brigita continued proving she belonged among the best. In 2011, she won the Toronto Pro Super Show and placed 3rd in another major competition, solidifying her reputation. That year, she returned to Miss Olympia and improved her ranking, landing in 3rd place. She was now one of the most respected female bodybuilders in the world. Even as the competition got tougher, Brigita never backed down. She consistently placed within the top 6 at Miss Olympia and Miss International, 2 of the sport's biggest events. But in 2013, after more than a decade of pushing her body to the limit, she decided it was time to retire. She left the stage at 34, ranking as the 5th best female bodybuilder in the world. Brigita's legacy is one of perseverance and passion. She wasn't just about lifting weights, she was a skilled martial artist, a personal trainer, and even an economist. She spoke multiple languages and had a deep love for coaching others. Her impact on bodybuilding remains strong, inspiring athletes around the world to chase their dreams, no matter how tough the road gets. Number 3. Tatiana Kashirina. Tatiana Kashirina is a name that once shook the world of weightlifting. With strength beyond belief and a track record packed with championships, she became one of Russia's most celebrated athletes. But her story, like many in the world of sports, is a mix of triumph and controversy. Born on January 24, 1991, in Russia, Tatiana Kashirina quickly rose through the ranks of weightlifting. Competing in the heaviest weight categories, she dominated the sport with her sheer power and technique. By the time she was 29 years old, she had won the World Championship 5 times and had an Olympic silver medal to her name. In the 2012 Summer Olympics, she competed in the women's plus 75 kilograms category, lifting a total of 332 kilograms, an astonishing feat that earned her a place in history. Throughout her career, Kashirina was known for breaking records. She didn't just win competitions, she rewrote the numbers. She set an incredible 23 senior world records. Her snatch record of 155 kilograms and her clean and jerk record of 193 kilograms were marks of true dominance. Her strength made her one of the most feared competitors on the platform. Few could match her ability to lift such massive weights with precision and control. However, her career took a dark turn when she faced multiple doping scandals. In 2006, at just 15 years old, she was suspended for 2 years after failing an anti-doping test. Despite this setback, she came back stronger and went on to win multiple world titles. But in December 2020, she was once again provisionally suspended due to doping investigations. Then, in 2023, the Court of Arbitration for Sport made a ruling that changed everything. The court annulled 4 years of her results from April 2013 to June 2017, stripping her of multiple titles, medals, and records. She was also given an 8-year ban from the sport, ending her competitive career. Whether she will ever return to the sport in another capacity remains uncertain. But one thing is for sure: Tatiana Kashirina's name will never be forgotten in the world of weightlifting. Number 2. Robin Coleman. Standing at 6 feet 1 inch, Robin Coleman has built a career proving that strength and talent go hand in hand. Born in Texas, Robin first made her mark in the world of bodybuilding and strongwoman competitions before stepping into the entertainment industry. Her journey from lifting weights to starring in movies and TV shows is nothing short of impressive. Robin started competing seriously in bodybuilding in 1997, and within a year and a half, she was already making a name for herself. She entered the California Border States competition and won first place in the novice division while coming in second in the open heavyweight category. But that was just the beginning. In 2001, she competed in the very first World's Strongest Woman competition held in Zambia, where she secured 3rd place. Her ability to lift, push, and carry massive weights proved she was one of the toughest women in the sport. Her strength wasn't just for lifting heavy things. Robin took her power and applied it to different sports, including boxing, mixed martial arts, and professional wrestling. She trained with some of the best, including Tom McGee, a former World's Strongest Man competitor, and Rick the Equalizer Drasin, a well-known bodybuilder and wrestler. But Robin didn't stop at sports. Her presence and strength made her a perfect fit for television and film. In 2008, she became one of the stars of NBC's revival of American Gladiators, where she played Helga, a fierce and intimidating competitor who quickly became a fan favorite. Her towering height, combined with her sheer strength, made her a tough opponent in the show's challenging events. Audiences loved watching her dominate the competition with a mix of power and personality. Her success on American Gladiators led to opportunities in Hollywood. In 2009, she landed a role in Medea Goes to Jail, playing the tough and unforgettable Big Sal. She also appeared in Days of Our Lives and the action comedy series VIP. Robin's talent wasn't just about playing physically strong characters. She trained as an actress in the Meissner Method and improv comedy at the famous Groundling School. Her acting skills, combined with her physical presence, made her a unique and exciting performer. Beyond acting and sports, Robin is also a skilled rower. She's a member of the Lions Rowing Club and the California Yacht Club, both based in Marina del Rey. She competes in various rowing events, including Club 8s, 4s, and single sculls. Her personal rowing shell is even named Equanimity, reflecting her balance between power and focus. Number 1. Anja Langer. Anja Langer's journey into bodybuilding is nothing short of inspiring. Born in 1965 in Stuttgart, Germany, she grew up in the nearby town of Böblingen, surrounded by forests and a love for the outdoors. From a young age, she was always on the move, trying different sports and activities. Her first passion was gymnastics, and by the time she was 8, she was already competing in gymnastics competitions. But her interests didn't stop there. She also took part in horseback riding, a hobby that came naturally since her family owned 2 horses. As she grew older, Anja's curiosity led her to explore new activities. At 14, she tried diving, and soon after, she took up jazz dance. But at 15, her life took a new direction when her first boyfriend introduced her to weight training. At that time, not many women were lifting weights, and in her local gym, she was the only girl training. But that didn't discourage her. In fact, the men at the gym were impressed by her strength. She slowly increased her training and paid closer attention to her diet, setting her sights on competition. In 1981, she entered her first bodybuilding contest, the Baden-Württemberg Championships. She placed second to last, but instead of giving up, she trained even harder. The next year, she competed in the same contest and finished in second place. However, bodybuilding wasn't fully accepted yet, and her parents weren't happy with her choice. She had to keep her training a secret at first, but over time, they came to respect her dedication and passion for the sport. While still in school studying graphic art, Anja kept competing. In 1985, she won the Junior World Championships, and the next year, she won both the European Amateur Championships and the German Championships. By then, bodybuilding was no longer just a hobby, it had become her profession. She had one big goal in mind: to win the Miss Olympia title, the most prestigious competition in women's bodybuilding. However, 1987 was a tough year for her. She lost her father, which made it difficult to focus on training. Still, she pushed through and placed second at the World Pro Championships and at Miss Olympia. She was just 23 years old and already considered one of the best in the sport. After that, she decided to take a break from competing, aiming for a comeback in 1990. Life had different plans for her, though. She found out she was pregnant and had to put her competition goals on hold. Even during pregnancy, she kept training to stay strong. In January 1991, she welcomed her son, Elijah, and soon after, she stepped away from professional bodybuilding. Instead of competing, she turned her focus to writing, teaming up with Bill Reynolds to publish a book on bodybuilding, exercise, and nutrition called Body Flex Body Magic in 1992. She also made guest appearances on stage, worked as a fitness consultant, and even owned a gym for a few years. By 2000, she returned to bodybuilding as a spokesperson, promoting the sport as a healthy and empowering lifestyle. Her impact on the fitness world was recognized in 2011 when she was inducted into the IFBB Hall of Fame. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.